die, young people replace them, young people grow up with these technologies. It's going to be kind of the standard.
How confident are you that we're going to get some clarity here?
Well, they have to get clarity at some point, right? Because basically what the crypto industry has done is they've basically pushed the issue, right? And they've just started launching things. They've started doing stuff. And so obviously if you're a regulatory body and you disagree with it, you don't like that. So you're going to bring enforcement actions. You're going to go try to provide clarity. Now, there's questions about should we be doing that through a legislative process or through an enforcement process? Again, that's for people much smarter than me to figure out. But I also think that what we are playing is a global game of competition as well, right? And so, an interesting data point is that the stablecoin issuers are now, I believe, one of the top 17 buyers of U.S. Treasuries. And so when you look at that, you say, okay, well, it used to be that China and Japan bought 22% of all U.S. Treasuries. Well, we got a pretty big federal debt, right? We're issuing a lot of debt, and so obviously we need people to buy that stuff. China and Japan went from 22%, now they're only 7%. So if they're going to stop buying, or at least buy less of these bonds, who is going to be the new buyer? Well, stablecoins have actually showed up. And so my prediction is that the stablecoin issuers collectively will end up being kind of top 10 U.S. Treasury buyers in the world. If that happens, all of a sudden that is systemically important. Right? We need these people to buy this debt. And so I think there's a lot of nuance and intricacies here that we've got to kind of figure out. And you can't just bring a hammer down on industry. Specifically, they're one of the biggest buyers of treasuries, and it's a time where we're spending, like crazy people. And so it's how do you enforce rules, but also not kind of screw up the positive aspects. And I just hope that they get it right.
Well, it's really interesting, especially given the record-breaking auction that we have this week, which seems to happen every single time we've got these auctions. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us. That was Anthony Pompliano, Pump Investments founder, joining us here in the studio.
Yes. Like, what are you doing here? I have a friend who lives in Scandinavia. He comes out here and come on here sometimes. I was like, how the hell do you find yourself over there? You got a whole baby with a Scandinavian woman and everything. Yeah, run left him now, he's a single father. He is a beautiful baby. No, listen, he's a single dad. The guy run left him and pick me. Mr. How you left Jamaica and go to fucking Scandinavia and go be a single dad? You could have did that in Jamaica. But yeah, he's a single dad. I always hear him, taking care of his kid in the background. Find himself in Scandinavia. He's a soccer player. So I kind of figured out how he got there. Plays football, But my boy, right? And then I noticed that too. Them be going away to Russia and they to come back to Jamaica with some Russian wife. There's a football, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Jamaicans find themselves out. This is one guy.
So I listened to Jim's interview with the hacker.
He's a football player.
Mind blown.
He played for the national team in Jamaica. I forgot his name. He saw him want himself a wife in Russia. From fucking Russia.
Nice.
And she's in Jamaica playing Patois.
Right.
She was crazy.
Listener.
Yeah, like you know
Man, I was shaken isn't the right word. Just astounded. Yeah. And some small percentage of me was like, I think I could do that.
Yes, she was like, she had sick lips. That's what I tell people the other day. Somebody was talking about that. The Almex is Africa. No,
yeah, but right back, there's a lot of people
it's not synonymous.
who are thinking, yeah, I want to stand people.
This Russian girl has thick fucking lips.
As much as,
like this,
but a small percentage of
freaking pug nose.
people, everyone wants a small percentage to do it a little bit, and then
that's what people say.
there are probably some people who will hear that and be like, it's not really a scammer. Somebody just real bad.
African people.
Not that I want to scam people, out of their investments and all, but I do want. I wouldn't want to reverse engineer that.
No, they run around saying the object.
But you shut down this one group of friends, and then someone else takes over. Keeps it going.
What I want to do is scam people, get their seed phrases or access to their Coinbase or whatever, and then convert all their shit coins to Bitcoin. That's my plan. And then just leave it there.
convert it to Bitcoin and then put it back in their wallet.
Like just leave it in the Coinbase, sell all your XRP and everything, and just convert it to Bitcoin. Leave it in their account.
Isn't that a YouTube? Come on, here.
So if they have Bitcoin, you don't take it. You take everything else, convert it to Bitcoin, and just leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there for them, right?
Right.
So they,
Right, with like some sort of ledger note or something.
He's from
saying,
Australia. What?
That'll put the price.
It's sound.
But he actually did kind of dox his one buddy who has the name Coinbase on Minecraft. Isn't that somehow traceable?
Is the music big over there? Is reggae music big in Australia?
I think Zach said
What's it? Reggae music.
he looked it up and
How's it doing over there in Australia?
you can see the registration of the account and it's linked with Discord.
One of the internet radio station.
Let me guess. When Jesse covers?
Remember when they
You would think that the feds would have like a
I mean, I hear.
team of people to infiltrate. I'm sure they're well aware of this. They get a team of young sounding agents who can do this. Well, I guess these guys know each other in person too, but seems like you could have a whole unit just full time trying to reverse, scam the scammers, do big stings.
I feel like Aaron Wise must be disappointed, He goes after scammers all the time, but he never has anything that's good. He needs to step up his game.
What was really astounding is that how excited he kind of got when GSET told him that the data that he has, the data set I guess that they purchased from the web was a good set, and I think that kind of incentivizes these scammers to think of it as a business because they have to spend what did he say I don't know. He had to buy this data for tens of thousands of dollars, right, or something like that. And
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, right? The good data says hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So it's this psychological thing where they tell themselves that it's a real business because they're spending their quote unquote own money to get this data set. So it's kind of in my head when he was talking, man, he really believes that he's quote unquote grinding and working, you know what I mean? But it's so distorted because of what they're actually doing, you know what I mean? And so for them to put in some capital first and then stealing people's money, I don't know, I think that's how they justify it in their head.
I love that he said he's going to become a financial advisor.
Yeah, it's so fucking, God, man. Life is just so poetic.
And he's going to be a very good one, I'm sure.
I mean, is there that big of a difference between scammers and Wall Street guys? Because they basically see the system as a game. You know what I mean?
One scam to the next. Makes sense.
I mean, it's they see a picture. Some people can see, the maze for what it is, right? They have shortcuts. They can see the shortcuts. And then the rest of us, all we see is a maze, and we just have to, walk through it to figure out how to win or how to get out of it, right? So, they're not that different. And there's a part of me, and I think Jesus probably agrees, where he had mentioned that he has a sick admiration for what he does, because it's kind of like, Junseth is kind of that way too, where his mind works in a certain way where he can see solutions right away, and how things work. So as soon as you figure that out, right, then it becomes, I guess, a game, and then whether or not what you're doing is illegal or not illegal or whatever it is, right, then you're either a scammer or like a pro Wall Street guy,
But you repeat yourself. So the interesting thing is, though, it didn't sound like it was using any sort of voice modulator or anything. There's a good chance someone could recognize his voice. And I wonder if people like record scam calls in general and like collect all those voices and try and voice match them. Like that seems like, if you start putting people's voices out there online, like posting all the calls, eventually someone's going to say, hey, I know that voice.
What's kind of surprising to me is that some of these young kids operating as if they don't know how the internet works is kind of astounding. Like, it's like I grew up on this, right? That, like, digital footprints and digital evidence and, just things like that, right? Like, I don't know. It seems like common sense, maybe because we grew up during the pioneering ages of the internet and stuff like that. But I would just assume that because, you grew up and the internet was there, you knew, you played Minecraft when you were like 9 years old, right? Like, how the internet
we were
works.
all hacking each other back then. So we were all social engineering each other over text.
Yeah.
Now you got this Westerners fucking sounding perfect.
I remember the AOL chat rooms, right? And the ICQ chat rooms and stuff like that, right? And like people would, social engineer you by, ASL, age, sex, location, right? You remember that? They would always ask you like just random questions and stuff. And then, it would be like a fucking 50-year-old dude on the other side, and then if you were like a kid, right? I remember doing this with friends. We jump in these like these shitty like chat rooms to pretend to be like little girls, because we assumed that these guys were like these like nasty perverts and stuff. So we'd fuck with a bit. Oh yeah, we're just this little girl, blah blah blah. And they don't get like pretty far. These guys would be, you know what I mean? Like the shit that you hear on the news and stuff. And so even at a young age, I was like, fucking this shit is gross as fuck, And it happens all the time, right? And then to me, in my eyes, it never changed in the last 30 years. Like it's got more sophisticated, but it's the same fucking scam. Catfish shit.
Yep.
Now it's definitely going to be harder with AI, right? And with like the renders, like the you can create like those models of people that look very, very real. So now you have voice changer, face changer, spoofing all the numbers, right? You could literally put on a whole ass new identity online. Catfish someone for fucking years. It's one of those, and again, that's kind of fucking surprising, where people would say like, oh yeah, I'm seeing this girl, this guy online. And then you ask them like, did you guys ever meet up? And they're like, oh, we video chat all the time, right? But then like, they'll have an excuse in their head, like, oh, well, we couldn't meet up because he or she had this going on or something like that. But I keep sending them money though. Like, that's my boo.
Yeah, the scammers could be really evil with AI. They could like take the voice of some target, like say pick a rich kid, and then start doing these scam calls running through AI, making it sound like him, and then then someone does say, hey, I recognize him, and they're like, oh, look at this rich kid. Although really, you have to find someone whose family isn't rich, and then find the kid who's spending money. Yeah. So I mean, it seems like if you had an FBI task force, you could go just like have them full time, looking for kids dropping big cash on, jackets on Rodeo Drive, things like that, and just put together a serious sting case file. Start social networking them.
Sorry, actually, I don't want to share her personal things here. She is a Jew. That's all.
Oh, she's not halakhically Jewish. She doesn't have any Jewish parents at all.
Okay, fine. Actually, I don't want to say personal.
She confided in me that she doesn't have any Jewish parents. She's actually like a Syrian or Chaldean. She's not Jewish at all, and she said not to tell anybody. But that was before she said that she affirms that the Talmud is from.
She said not to tell anybody.
Yeah, and that was before I knew that.
No, that's not her background.
That's before she's a Torah keeper. I found out she's a Torah keeper, and I found out that she actually adheres to the Talmud, which says that Jesus is boiling in a pool of excrement.
Oh God. Don't tell Rich any secrets. He will tell everybody.
Don't tell me any secrets and then lie about what you actually are. Like.
No, actually her background is not Chaldean. That's different, okay? Actually, I don't want to share her personal.
You're talking about Or Horlom. You're talking about Or, right?
No, not Or. I'm not talking about Or.
Oh yeah, because Or's not Jewish at all. Like
Or left. Yes, Or left Messianic belief.
Yeah. She's just a rabbinic Jew now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I'm not talking about Or, but I know Or.
Oh yeah, you're the Indian guy that like has this construed like weird belief structure that you're Roman Catholic in South India and the Talmud. You live down in Tamil, I mean, not Talmud, but you live in Tamil. You're Tamil Nadu, and then you were Roman Catholic, and then now you want to be a rabbinic Jew, but you think that.
Yeah. Okay, you still remember me. Yeah.
Yeah. You're the one that wants to be a rabbinic Jew, but you say that the rabbis actually believe that Jesus was a great teacher, which you could ask. Oh, Ethan just left. Never mind. But you could ask Tim and any other rabbinic Jew that they'll tell you that no Jew on earth whatsoever, outside of like some, apostate friggin' heretics, are going to tell you that Jesus was anything more than just a crazy rambling idiot, is what the rabbinic Jews say about him. Wait, Moshe, is this the same Moshe?
Actually.
Different Moshe.
Yeah,
Different Moshe.
Legend is a comic book, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Harry Potter, Spider-Man, Thor. So funny. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not interested.
I'm against the religion.
Different Moshe, sorry.
Jane, actually, I'm confused who I'm talking to. Seriously.
This is exactly where you guys left off, the last conversation. This is it. He picked it up
I
right
met so many Jewish people. They can do that.
Yeah, I
wasn't
trying to talk to Uli, but
funny.
Uli
actually, you're rich and you were Christian, and at one point you were found out you were a Jew, right?
Yeah, I found out that I had Jewish ancestry, that my great grandmother was hiding from us, that we were Jewish.
Your daughter had a like a genetical disease, something, and you found out
genetic mutation called cystic fibrosis.
Okay.
Delta 508 genetic mutation.
Okay, yes, I'm talking to the right page.
Yeah.
Free Palestine.
Yeah, free Israel from Palestine.
No, free Palestine.
Free Israel from
Actually,
the land.
free Temple Mount from the Islamic
You
period.
the land.
Palestine is a made-up word by the Romans.
No, bro.
Police
They
ships
gave
are
you the
either
land.
conquered. I guess you don't know the history, Moshe. You fucking
Dude.
numpty mother.
Dude, in Germany, 6 million people dead. They kicked out from Europe. They gave you the land and food, bro. Then you kick out them.
You big-eyed baby owl, Moshe.
Dude, if someone come to your home, then kick out you, what do you do?
Oh, that's their house.
Moshe, do you know how fucking stupid you sound if I showed up to your house and I kicked you out of your house and took over your house and then I gave your house to somebody else and then you show up like 2 years later and you're like, hey, this is my house that I fucking owned. And these other guys fucking kicked me out of my house. Now there's a bunch of fucking squatters living there. Yeah, you would have every right to kick the squatters out, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, you're not king. I'm atheist. I support
big-eyed fucking owl mother chode. Go talk to your mother chode.
Do you know meaning of mother chode?
Yeah, I mean son of a whore.
Don't put me on bitch, you fucking idiot.
Uli means big-eyed baby owl.
Dude, they gave you the land.
Nay.
Then the Zionists kicked them.
Has 3,000 history.
Nay.
Mother chod, something else.
Over fucking Israel, over Judea, and they kicked the Jews out in 70 AD and moved them to Babylon, and they were exiled from Babylon, and then they went to the Roman Empire and were putting ghettos in Venice. And then after that, they were let free, and then they scattered all amongst the entire people of the world. And then they came back 2,000 years later, and they found a bunch of fucking squatting fucking Arab Palestinians living in their fucking house. And they said, hey,
your attitude is bad.
we're willing
this is
to
why
shut the fuck up, mother toad, you fucking big-eyed baby owl.
Do you know your attitude is bad? This is why in Europe,
your mother's vagina.
Jews kicked out from
your mother chode.
Yeah, your mom.
Moshe, you have El Momo here. You got a real Jew. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Ribono Shalom.
You're not chosen people.
Raboino Shalom.
You're a Satanist.
Hi, John.
Satan worshipper.
Good morning.
John, we have an atheist ex-Muslim Indian here. Pakistani.
I am not
piece of shit.
He's an atheist.
Oh, he was gonna say I'm not Indian, and then I corrected myself and said Pakistani, and he got silent.
Ooh.
You fucking mother chode.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiot.
Mother chode.
Okay.
Mother
I
chode.
hope Islamabad gets turned into a fucking glass factory.
Ooh.
Okay, please give
I hope the Indians wipe Islamabad off the fucking.
I'm a comrade.
Yeah, comrade.
Yeah, I'm a comrade.
That's a real fucking.
I didn't even know there was a place called Islamabad. It sounds like a great target.
Yeah, I'm an atheist. I don't support racism.
Convert to atheism.
I don't support racism.
You realize that my fucking name of my fucking account is making fun of your fucking atheism, right?
Hold on. You said you're a comrade.
If you're not intelligent enough to fucking understand it. The first law of thermodynamics and the third law of fucking Newton.
How about Einstein? Einstein is not a Jewish. He was.
Why are you bringing up Einstein?
Eisenstein? Is it Einstein or Eisenstein?
Einstein.
You're born as a criminal. Nobody likes you. Nobody cares.
You are projecting.
The normal people are hating you.
Hey, wait, there's no on this page.
American.
Be careful.
You're projecting. Do you know what projecting is, Moishe?
Moishe, he's
Moishe Rabbeinu, Shalom, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu, Melech Haolam, Asher Kadosh Anu B'Mitzvot David Tivanu L'Chalek Tisha Shabbat B'nei B'Higav, Amen. Hello?
Hava Nagila Hava.
Hava Nagila Hava Nagila Hava Nagila Hava All right, now
Moshe, Moshe, you're an atheist, right? You believe in the thermodynamics? That matter cannot be created nor can it be destroyed. Except for the Big Bang and the heat death of the universe. Oh, wait, then we have to say that the universe is eternal. It's an eternally existing multiverse. We have such a problem with saying that there's an eternally existing being. Such a problem with this is
Harry Potter. Do you believe Harry Potter?
Saying there's an eternally existing.
Do you believe Harry Potter?
But eternally existing multiverse is no problem.
Unite and assemble the Avengers! We must destroy Ultron and Thanos from conquering multiverse!
Do you have any evidence of God? Tell me, do you have any evidence of God?
Yes, Thanos!
Do you have any evidence of God?
Thanos and Tony Stark! Tony Stark provided all the mathematical proofs for the existence of God in the comic Avengers movies.
Do you have any evidence of God? Why are you?
You fucking dipshit.
It's a natural. It's a natural.
It's a natural? It's a natural.
Yeah, it's natural.
It's a natural.
John, what's your position on God?
Hello?
John's like a spiritualist weirdo.
No, I'm not.
I
I
know.
believe in God.
Listen. John is a halakhic Jew.
Stop interrupting me. Stop
John
framing
is
me and
born a
putting
Jew.
me in a box.
His parents are, his mother's a Messianic Jew.
No, she's not.
And he's technically a Messianic Jew because he does believe in Jesus, but he gets off into this spiritualist shit.
No, I believe in Jesus. I'm a baptized Christian. What are you talking about?
Yeah, see? Yeah, but you're born a Jew.
Believe in God,
I was baptized,
John, or no?
I was baptized by a nigger in a pool.
See? Okay, listen, in his defense,
it's true.
James,
I'm not kidding. His name was Reverend Tom.
Hold on, in his defense.
I know he's got a weird philia for clowns.
No, okay. In his defense, he worked for the Central Intelligence Agency. He also graduated. He also graduated as a Sentinel.
A Citadel.
In the Air Force Academy.
A Citadel.
And then he also served overseas and got blown up, and he has traumatic brain damage.
I wear the ring. Not a cock ring. I wear the real ring of power.
He was a Sentinel in the Air Force Academy. And he worked at the CIA.
No.
Served in the military, got blown up.
I like all that, but it's not true.
He's a little nutty.
Unfortunately, I ran across what we call the African American contingency of the United States military, and they're not the most accommodating soldiers in the world. They're somewhat, let's say, they career ended me. They career nuked me.
His brain's got a little scrambled.
It's true. I do have traumatic brain injury. Hello?
Yes, we heard you. You have a traumatic brain injury.
What happened? Do you believe in God, John?
He does.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's some like spiritual being.
No, it's not true. I just believe in the one God, the all God, the Father God. Godfather? Have you seen the movie? Don Corleone?
Everything to him is a joke.
I didn't want this for you. I didn't want you to be on Clown House all day.
He's entertaining, though.
I don't know. There just wasn't enough time to create the app Chatter. Go sign up for the app Chatter. It's in development. It's coming out soon. Chatter. Just more rooms.
John, you're fucking stupid. Oh, it's John. Are you doing any shows in Chicago? Stand up.
No, I would like to, though. I'd like to go do stand up this summer.
Oh.
I think I finally, like, if you want to be a really great comedian, you have to work on self-actualization all the time, which essentially means self-deprecation. The greater self-deprecator you are is like the better of a fecal matter industrial complex industrious. You know, you see what I'm saying? You have to get good at being a carrier pigeon, just flying in, shitting all around, eating a bunch of shit, and then just flying away. That's how you do comedy these days. You just shit on people and you fly away.
Check out my PTR.
Who is that handsome man?
Yeah, that's who's that handsome man?
He looks.
Who's that Air Force Academy graduate?
He looks important. What is that he's holding in his left hand?
Certificate of graduation.
No, it's technically known as a what was it called when the Romans got their fasces, their little rods?
I don't know. I didn't go through the Air Force Academy. I don't fucking know.
Oh, that's my triumph. That's my Imperium Romanum Paxis Romanus. That college degree is printed on lambskin, in the same way that George Washington's Masonic apron is also made of lambskin.
Here's John at the Central Intelligence Agency.
Yep, that's me at the CIA.
Rich, do you even have family photos on your phone, or you just have photos of everybody?
You think I'm going to show my family? John has this posted all over his Instagram. Because people don't believe that he was actually in the military.
You collect photos of everybody on Clubhouse. I wonder if there's even room left over for your family.
What my prior work was, I mean.
Data. I'm gonna toss it on everybody on Clubhouse.
All right, last one. Here's John looking like Richard Simmons.
You look good there, John.
Everybody dance! Everybody dance!
You know, they're coming out with a Richard Simmons movie.
I know, he's coming back out. He just never came out, you know?
He's kind of like a guru in many ways, because if you can figure out...
You just got to grow your hair out.
What hair? What are you talking about? I lost all my hair. I lost it all in the stress battle.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to our Pakistani Christian friend we were chit-chatting with? Well, anyways, I'm bored, and I only want to listen to controversial topics, and that means I want people to gaslight one another and make fun of one another.
Are you gonna go listen? Are you gonna go listen to staticky 1940s documentary hypnosis bullshit?
No, I'm gonna go listen to Thug.
No, John, that wasn't an invitation to fucking read that or play that shit.
I'm just saying Thugger Biden's actually a lot more intelligent than I thought he was. He's definitely earned his place in corporate 500. He's a leader and a man amongst men. I actually was in a room yesterday where Thugger Biden went at it for like 25 minutes, and then the room thoroughly roasted him. Thoroughly cooked him like a barbecue. It was the funniest thing in the world. And then they kicked him to the audience, and he couldn't talk, so he was in the chat. And I was leaving tons of chats, like really nasty chats about how he's a gay, closeted intellectual, and all kinds of stuff like that. It was just, it was the culmination of like years of trying to record Thugger Biden in his natural environment, which is him at work, working from home, online, wasting his time weighing in on every topic under the sun, no matter what it is, and he calls that working. I would love to find out who his manager is and who his coworkers are, and like send them recordings of him on Clown House talking about everything under the sun during working hours while they're all working, and he's on Clown House talking about a million different topics. It's just delicious. We have to find out who Thugger Biden's manager is.
Jeez, Daryl's so happy for you. Hypnosis. What is
your obsession with clowns, John?
That hypnosis tape is not nonsense.
It's
That
basically
hypnosis tape got me through my divorce. Assisted suicide, and I apologize for.
clown.
Literally, you couldn't find anything uglier to put on your wall if you tried.
Yeah, see, clowns, you don't understand it, but it deals with the tarot, the fool, that clowns are an archetype and that I'm a clown is just a degree of what your clown power is. On a bell-shaped curve, there's, powerful clowns, there's your average clowns, and then there's your shit clowns. Hello?
If you just remove the word clown and replace it with like morally good character, fiber, like good individual and bad individual, then it makes sense. But the way he puts it as clown, it just sounds fucking silly and crazy.
It's an archetype. You have to view it in terms of understanding magic and the progression from the fool, the magician, the emperor, the hermit, the hanged man. You have to view these things in terms of magical operations, and reframing the situation as clown world and that we have clown leaders. In my opinion, it humiliates them and also reveals them to be the true clowns that they are. It basically takes their power away from them once you realize that AOC is actually in clown drag, but you just can't see it.
Okay.
That was the greatest thing you said all day.
It's a reframing technique. It's a reframing
Everything
technique.
else was incoherent, fucking nonsensical ramblings. But that right there, sir, was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like the Snapchat filter where they do clown face, or any kind of filter, from like Snapchat or IG or TikTok that can like put a clown face on you. That's like what's really happening in the real world. Maxine Waters, Senator Menendez, who him and his wife were keeping thick stacks of cash in their house, saying it was for the good of the people. Things like that. I mean, we live with clowns. And if you're in denial of that fact, well, it's possible you are in the Matrix. And, hopefully someone named Hypnosis, aka Morpheus, can help liberate you from the clown matrix in which you find yourself a part of.
So is that the clown archetype? Somebody who's like a miserable, shitty person, but they put on a happy face?
It's one of them. I'm really talking about self-actualization and personal development, or emotional intelligence training and anger management education.
See, when he removes clown, it makes sense. And you're like, I get it now. But sometimes it's hard to track and follow.
I'll be back. I'm going to go to the kitchen and make myself an
Okay, my question is, okay.
Oh, the Pakistani's back.
I'm not Pakistani, idiot. Okay, my question is, in Torah,
Andhra Pradesh, Hyderabad? Go for it.
dude, my question. Okay, in Torah, Adama and Hawa was first human being. Yeah, the first human creation. Okay.
Anybody that doesn't know, Hawa is Eve.
There is no Adama in Bible.
Adam and Hawa.
Yeah, so you're Muslim from Pakistan. They got it.
That or he's from Northeast India.
Yes.
It's probably Bengali. Sounds like Bengali intellect.
Okay, in Bible, Adam and Hawa was first human being.
Which one?
Okay. In scientific, humans have different species. So we are Homo sapiens. I mean, Homo Neanderthal, Homo erectus. So many species. I will tell you one thing. Bible is corrupted.
Wait, how would you know that Homo erectus? How would you know that?
Science one.
Dipshit. How would you know that Homo erectus isn't just a genetic mutation?
But in science, have a lot of evidence
Wait a minute.
of
What
the
if Adam
evolution
and Eve
theory.
were Homo sapiens and then Homo erectus were just
No.
No.
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence?
Where the fuck is your evidence?
It's a corrupted.
Yeah, I've been asking the same question the whole time. Like, even if you could show through bacteria in the gut of, like, I don't know, apes that were related, like, how would you know it didn't happen in reverse, though?
Yep. How you know we weren't banging monkeys, bro?
No, chimpanzee, monkey and chimpanzee was very different.
You know, my issue with the Indians and Pakistanis is their arrogance and condescension, that they assume that everyone that they're speaking to who's not Indian or Pakistani is less intelligent than them. It's just the most fucking moronic way to think.
Dude, what happened in Europe? Everybody living religion. In Europe have no religion, they are moving to atheism.
It's okay.
Religion is failed. Religion is failed.
It's not that simple. There's an
So why are we going to school and college?
There's times of liberalism
and why are we studying?
Wait, I have a question to the mothership, Moshe. Moshe, do you believe that scientists and people in higher forms of education, higher levels of education, are always right?
Religion is a stupidity.
Do you believe that people with authority, like professors and stuff, and scientists and doctors, do you believe that they're always right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so they're always correct?
Yeah. In Bible have any dinosaur?
Were they correct when they were
Dinosaur.
people? Were they correct when they were enslaving Africans in West Africa? Were they okay when they were justifying all the atrocious things that humans have done?
Yeah.
They were right then? They were right when it said that black people weren't actually humans?
Yeah.
And that anybody with melanin, just like Indians, weren't actually considered humans? Or Pakistanis?
Okay. In Africa,
You're okay with saying the black people aren't humans. But now when I say Indians and Pakistanis, because you're still fucking arrogant and condescending, you go, well, wait, hold on. Don't be saying that about Indians and Pakistanis.
Yeah, you see, when you're arrogant, hold on a second, you Pakistani fuck. When you're arrogant, fuck you, motherfucker. When you arrogant and condescending, that's the opposite of humility, and that's why you got no friends, nigga.
He's an atheist. What do you expect?
Oh, he's a clown. He's in clown world. Hi, my king clown has arrived.
Yep. Oh, to the other Moshe, I love you, but to this Moshe, you fucking mother chode.
Yeah, you insulted my mother. You're a fucking idiot. Your mom is a pussy.
Oh, for anybody that doesn't know, mother chode is Sharmuta, or son of a whore.
Daddy money boss,
There's any Filipinos, it means putang in a mo.
Benzona.
Okay. Joker. Clown. You're clown. You're Joker. Get up from here.
Shut the fuck off, India. Kavadang worshiper. Worshiping cow and drinking cow urine.
I think like one of the worst insults.
Indian.
Hold on. Who's it on the Hindu?
Udi, butter chode. Udi's
Who's it on the Hindu?
big idea.
No. It's Muslim. Muhammad
death on your mother.
Muhammad. Okay. You're not deserved to talk about me, okay? I'm not Hindu.
I am not Muslim. I'm atheist.
He's an atheist.
Yeah.
Atheist who discounts urine?
What?
Okay, Moshe. Okay, for everybody that doesn't know, Moshe used to be a Muslim, and now he's an atheist. But he still stands up for Muhammad and protects Muhammad and Allah.
No, I'm a Christian.
No, you were never
Before I'm a Christian.
Don't be laughing. You were a Muslim before, and now you're an atheist now.
Yeah.
You used to be a Sunni Muslim, and you became an atheist. But when I insult Allah and Muhammad, you get all out of shape and start running around screaming like your hair is on fire.
Idiota.
Like a fucking clown on fire.
Yeah, Quran is corrupt. corrupted.
Well, you say that now, but then when I start bashing on Muhammad, you start getting all butthurt and.
Now you can blame Muhammad. I don't care.
Yeah, you'll sit here and say Muhammad is a pedophile and he's disgusting. I reject Muhammad. He's a false prophet. All that, blah blah. But you're like every other Muslim that became a fucking atheist. As soon as people start getting in on fucking Islam, bending it over, you start fucking freaking out.
So wait, why are you going to synagogue? Some people are going to synagogue, church, mosque. Do you see any God? You're worshiping God. Do you see any God?
What does Pakistan have?
Okay. Jewish people praying, worshiping Elohim. Okay, Adonai Elohim.
Hey, just return Pakistan back to the
Christians,
okay?
Christians worshiping Jesus.
Return
is
Pakistan
God.
back to the fucking Punjabis.
Muslims worshiping Allah is a God. I asked them,
I've learned to
do you see any God? Do you have any evidence of God? Do you have any proof? They have an answer. They ran away.
They got fucking Stockholm syndrome. They've been brainwashed.
So you are worshipping Elohim. Where is Elohim? Where is Elohim? Hashem.
Hashem just means the name. You dipshit.
Yeah, where is it?
Hashem means
where is it?
Hashem means the name.
Motherfucker.
Where is it? Do you see him?
Hashem does not
You called me Ben, you motherfucker. Shut the fuck off, you fucking idiot. You look like a fucking fool.
You're a fucking idiot. Hashem just... John, what does Hashem mean? Hashem means the name, right?
He's an idiot. You don't know anything.
I know. He doesn't know anything.
You're an idiot.
Literally, choose call Yahweh Hashem because it means the name. You idiot. And won't even utter Second Temple Judaism. It was punishable by death to even say I am. The I am, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. You weren't even allowed to utter the word I am because you were equating yourself to Hashem. The name. See, I use that in the right context. And that's why
are you going to?
And that's why when Jesus says, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, not before Abraham was born, not before Abraham was alive, before Abraham was even formed in his mother's womb, before the creation of the universe, because God knew us before the creation of the universe, and he formed us in our mother's womb. When he says, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am. Before he was even thought of and brought into the ideal of Abraham into existence before the creation of the universe.
You said you're Jewish. Now you're saying that Jesus.
I said I was a Messianic Jew from the. Hey, wait. Ben, did I say
you're a Messianic Jew? You're a Messianic Jew?
There's two Messianic Jews on the stage you've been talking to for like the last 20, 30 minutes. Oh my God, that's so like. How can you be a Jew and follow the Messiah?
My question is,
be a Jew and recognize that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Triune God, one who's eternally existed as Echad, one God, three persons.
Wait.
Oh my goodness! Wasn't there the bunch of people like the apostles and the followers of Christ?
Okay. Do you got Israeli citizenship?
What?
Do you got?
That doesn't make sense.
You realize
other Jewish people, other Jewish.
Hey,
other Jewish community that's like Messianic Jew.
Do you know that in Israel in 1997, the Supreme Court said that if you become a Christian, you're no longer a Jew and you cannot make Aliyah.
Dude.
The right to a return.
Other Jewish community that's like Messianic Jews.
There's Jews who have converted to Judaism or married other Jews or other Israelis who have moved to Israel. And there's other people that work through Chabad, like Chabadniks, who don't care if you're a Christian, don't care if you're a Muslim. They only care that all the Jews return to Israel. So HaMashiach, so the Messiah will return. And even the Chabadniks who I've spoken to said, I've even said to them, well, I can't make Aliyah because I'm Christian. And they say, we don't care. we'll make sure that you get it. Make Aliyah.
They don't believe in
Our
Jesus.
main goal is to get every
They
Jew
don't
back to
believe in
Israel. We
Jesus,
consider you a
Yeshua HaMashiach. They said it's a false Mashiach.
Here comes the Muslim.
If you talk to Reform Jews, Hasidic Jews, they will tell you he is not Mashiach. You can ask them.
Moshe,
They call you.
we all know you're an ex-Muslim.
They call you Messianic Jews are fake Jews.
You're an apostate. We don't care. Apostate to Islam. Hey, did you know in Sahih Bukhari, Volume 4, Book 52, Hadith 260, that the Muslims are supposed to kill you for leaving Islam? That's from the words of Muhammad.
Who is Muhammad? I don't know who he is.
Sahih Bukhari, Volume 4, Book 52, Hadith 260. It's where Ibn Abbas hears from one of his messengers. That the messenger comes to him and he says, Ali is in a neighboring town and he's out killing Muslims who left their religion, left their faith, and he's burning them alive. And Ibn Abbas tells him, he says, do not give them the punishment that Allah gives them in the hellfire, but do as Muhammad commanded. If I were there, I would kill them as Muhammad commanded. It's a really good one, Jane. You should write it down.
Oh, I already know about that.
My favorite is the Al Hassan. The love that Muhammad had for the little baby Al Hassan.
Oh, God, when he spread his legs open and he lifted his gown of his baby grandson and he knelt down and kissed his baby penis. But the actual Arabic word is to suck, not to kiss. So Muhammad sucked his grandson's
Really?
Yeah, Muhammad is a pedophile. Muhammad is a child molester.
I don't care if you insult him. I don't care. I don't care.
Like a moron. He's not Jewish. Messianic Judaism is Christianity.
Hi,
But no, if you're born to a Jewish
Joby, I love that PTR. You're looking
Actually,
like
both-
a vibrant
both my parents
29-year-old
were born to
Joby.
Jewish-
You're
both
looking
my
like a
parents were born
fitness
to Jewish,
29-year-old.
mothers, but they both had Gentile fathers. Give Gaza to Chabad. Chabad next that would be amazing.
Okay, Moshe Israel. Okay, he said he believed in Jesus. He was a Jew. Do you accept? Come on.
If you have guts, debate with Moshe.
Can't even understand what you're saying, Mother John.
Come on, Moshe, come up here and let's play with our food.
What is that horrible noise, Moshe? Are you in like some giant manufacturing facility? Where are you right now, brother?
What are you right now, brother?
Tarimani boss pancho? Sultinas hogre kutte?
I can't
My
stop
shame,
loving you, motherfucker. Persona.
Moshe, do you have any words of wisdom for us? Any words of Torah to help push us along this wonderful day to enlighten us?
Persona.
You're so lost. Well, that's why you're here. We're trying to help you find yourself.
Mohammed, why would you use a dove to like symbolize Allah? Isn't that blasphemy or something?
No, he left. He had to take a bathroom break. You see, it's forbidden in Islam to bring your cell phone in the bathroom with you.
To what? You're kind of not clear.
What didn't you understand? I said it's a little in Islam, it's prohibited that you are not allowed to bring your cell phone in the bathroom.
To bring your cell phone in the bathroom?
It's haram. It's just like a Jew. They're not allowed to pray in the bathroom while they're taking a deuce. It's like forbidden.
Right.
It's the same thing in Islam. It's haram.
Right.
It's not kosher. It's not halachic. Boinoi Shalom, another miracle! And another one! Another clown house miracle! You know, I said in a room with a bunch of like professionals, I called this place clown house, and somebody was like, I personally take that offensive. I'm offended that you would call this clown house. And then I started talking about the archetype of the fool and how wisdom is gathered, or self-actualization and the concept of the fool. And then somebody came to my defense and was like, wow, that's fucking brilliant. And they went even further. And I was like, you see, the whole thing deals with emotional intelligence. Just me saying clown house gaslit you. Like, that's essentially, you haven't figured out, like, the whole thing. The whole game is a gaslight game. The entire political game is a gaslight game. The entire corporate job work game is a gaslight game. You're stuck in an environment where a lot of people are unaware that they're actual gaslighters. But if you are fully self-actualized, you should come to the realization that they're unaware of the fact that they're obnoxious fat pieces of shit out there, and that they don't even know they're obnoxious fat pieces of shit.
Don't we all have to gaslight a little, to get along? Like, fake it till you make it.
No, this is the whole thing about Christ, is he was a radical clarity. He was a revolutionary transparency. You see what I'm saying? Like, being radically transparent is essentially the revolution that Christ, trolled the government and the religious authorities with.
I mean, I don't know. I guess. But a regular human being, he's Christ. A regular human being has all kinds of bitching and moaning and complaints. And it's like,
Jesus is the greatest Jew.
If you're transparent about that, then you're just a bitch.
He's the king of the Jews. He's the greatest Jew who has ever lived. He's the best Jewish comedian who's ever gone on stage and got torn up, got booed off the stage. He's the most successful religious troll and comedian and politician of all time. People cannot stop talking about Jesus, and they can't stop talking about the Jews. It's unbelievable. It's like these are two very minor topics in the reality of someone's life, but people are obsessed with the King Jew Jesus, and they are obsessed with his political and comedic power to hypnotize, to dominate, and to rule, though he's been dead thousands of years. And another one. Do you not
Come on up, Daryl.
This is why I bring up the clown.
I saw you talking back from the peanut gallery. Come on.
Do you not think that Jesus was a comedian? Do you not think that God is a comedian? God loves jokes. He loves good jokes. If God is the all, God is everything. So God is definitely a fool or a comedian. And if people debate
I don't
on
think
that,
he's a comedian. I don't think he plays jokes on us.
See, that's
pretty serious.
No,
judgment thing.
That's where you're wrong. I hate to tell you this, but based on all the esoteric philosophical information and all the books that I bought, God most definitely is a trickster. God loves jokes. He loves comedy. It's got to be a fact. And God also has to be self-deprecating. These are attributes of you and me, which are attributes of God. And so your problem, Jane, is you're projecting when you say God is very serious. You're projecting your personal matrix, your identity in this conversation. When God is everything. God is a trans woman. God is a gay black boy. God is everything. Huh?
How do you know you're not doing that, though?
No, I do the same. Believe me, I know that I project all the time. It's a question of not liking the projection. And I say things all the time where I'm like, God damn, I'm a vicious, nasty creature, but I'm actually just describing myself. Every time you lob an insult or make fun of somebody, that's still an unincorporated shadow of your own conscious or subconscious mind. It's just C.G. Jung self-actualization. And this is why I like that fat little Asian Geo on this app, because he started screaming at me one day and kicked me out of his room. He just started screaming, all you do is talk about self-actualization, 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 self-actualization. And then he kicked me, and I was like, that's really funny. Because it's true, all this esoteric, philosophical, enlightenment information all deals with self-actualization.
What is self-actualization?
It's technically the concept that you're God in drag, or at least you aspire to be. You want to optimize your life. I mean, does that not make sense to people? I mean, to me, it just makes perfect sense why some people don't get the message and some people do get the message. The message being that it's a good message. I think it's easy to prove that somebody has negative thoughts or negative speech all the time. Just ask somebody, what are 3 positive words? Most people can't even formulate 3 positive words off the fly, off the cuff. They can't. And so that means that their consciousness is generally in a negative state of attitude. Clown House is
I think most people.
No, most people are in a negative state of attitude, and they're in morass, they're in depression. They're not enlightened, they're not full of wisdom, they're not happy, they're not joyful. They don't have strength,
Yeah,
they don't
that's
have
true.
courage.
Studies say we're like the most miserable we've ever been, yeah. I guess that's what happens when you're just on the internet all day in your own little bubble.
Well, this is like a really popular thing in the early 2000s, that we are God, we create our own destiny, we manifest everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Temple of Set, that's kind of what they believe, like the Satanists and stuff, right?
Yeah.
They all believe they're gods.
Yep. But it is kind of a rational conclusion to the mystery and the complexity of religious studies. It is basically...
Not really.
Well, my point is most people can never... People can't philosophically or even mathematically... Donald with the Convince Me God Exists rooms, or any of these atheism versus theism rooms. What I'm trying to say is that there is like a logical mathematical proof to the God equation, which is self-actualization. It may sound ridiculous because you're so cultivated and essentially communicated or programmed with, your sentiment, especially living in America. Like, America has not gotten rid of its evangelical roots, or its white supremacist evangelical roots. You should hear some of the people. Do you know this one guy on this app named, can't remember his name.
Wait, isn't this anecdotal evidence that you're providing, John?
Why are you conflating white supremacy and evangelical?
Because
there's a couple that he's met on here on Clubhouse, and he's seen them in the real world on YouTube videos and on the news and stuff. The ones that go, Jesus hates the Jews, and Jesus is a white man.
No, that's
like we could say the same thing about all black people, or
I'm just saying that the position.
Aren't there black people?
Yeah, I'm just saying that there's an extremist position in every single camp, and they're identical. They all say the same thing, just with a couple words replaced. So it is.
Yeah, but these are usually unlearned, unread, not well-read individuals that are pushing conspiratorial bullshit because they don't understand how the world actually works. They actually haven't studied things like apologetics to actually understand scripture.
Well,
you know what I think is wrong? People that are too conspiracy-minded, because this is the thing. I used to be really conspiracy minded when I was young. And then I realized how fucked up the world really is, like the average person. And then I was like, wow, no, it's definitely not a conspiracy. It's just any average person gets in power, they're going to fuck it up.
Yeah, average. Like, if you read the Tao Te Ching, the I Ching, the Way of Shuangzi, and you look at life through the lens of these Chinese esoteric philosophers who claim that they drink from the breasts of the mother, that document, the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, or Lao Tzu, the old boy or the old goat, that document is almost, I mean, it's like Euclidean mathematics. It's zeros and ones. It's a binary comparative philosophy about opposites, meaning that the truth is always exposed in its opposite statement. So, like your title would be exciting, non-controversial topics, I don't know, implicitly, something like that. I'm just trying to say that these psychedelic, philosophical God theists in many ways are doing a hypnosis. And the obverse or the opposite is true also of these atheists. And if we obviously take the religion out of communication theory and look at hypnosis as a therapeutic tool, what I'm just trying to say is that you can use God communication or God hypnosis incorporated to set you free. And it's only
You can manipulate people if you want to, yes.
It's only $199 a month to join. Go to godhypnosis.com or call 312-498-0567 if you're looking for the ultimate self-liberation, self-actualization, hypnotic hologram program to help liberate you from the clown world matrix. Raboinoi Shaloiloi. I am complete.
Wonderful self-help guru. Thank you, John. I still don't understand what the hell self-actualization is. I just see life as like us struggling to improve ourselves day by day, and you just sort of like have to accept where you are right now.
That's exactly what you think.
Oh.
No, I'm trying.
That's exactly what John's saying.
What I'm trying, well, that is exactly what I'm saying. But what I'm really trying to emphasize is LARPing, live action role playing, meaning that if your life is really boring and you're depressed, well, pick up LARPing, which is essentially becoming an Orthodox or becoming a conservative religious person. Try LARPing that and see how that changes your environment. Because a lot of these liberal Democrat, TikTok liberal tears for Joe Biden people, the highly vaccinated, the triple boosted, these individuals who are still wearing masks in public everywhere they go, even when it's 90 degrees outside, and it's almost like a form of, I don't know, self-immolation, or I guess they've enjoyed the programming so much that they can't let it go, and they want to remind you all the time that like they're the victim and they can't set themselves free. This is why I believe Tony Robbins is not in the self-improvement business or the entrepreneurial mindset business. He's a hypnotist. He's in the hypnosis business, and we all have to admit that music is the highest form of hypnosis. The musicians, this whole Drake thing about him fucking Justin Bieber in the ass while P. Diddy, made him suck his dick and stuff like that. That whole hypnosis where you just say words that aren't true and you just lie, is still a form of hypnosis. Propaganda, misinformation, disinformation, it's all hypnosis.
It is just lying and hypnotizing people.
Exactly. If he wanted to really teach people how to do business, he would say, okay, I'm going to teach you how I do my business, which is a hypnosis business. This is the real business, and now I'm going to teach you how hypnosis works. And that he would teach people how to essentially sell self-help books or sell business opportunity kits. And I mean, I myself have been selling business plans online for 20 years. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars selling business plans for pizza businesses, hookah businesses, tanning salon, everything under the sun. My point is the communications industry, the publishing industry, the book industry, it's never going out of business. It's never going away. People need books now more than ever before.
It started out as an occult for John, and now it became his bread and butter, the way that he pays his bills. So he's all in now.
It's true. I'm all in now. I believe my own lies because they help me pay my bills. And that's how everybody rationalizes their immorality.
Yeah.
I mean, talk to your local abortion provider. Go on Twitter and type in #abortion provider and look at cute little Sarah, who's available to provide your abortion this Wednesday at 12 o'clock. And you can book it through the Amazon app now with One Medical. My point is, you may look cute and you may smile and you may have an MD degree, but listen, you Democrat little rat. Only reason you're able to provide abortions is because there is no willpower, no political power to stop these murders. So, I mean, I know I live amongst clowns, but I don't think the clowns know that they, are clowns and that they are living amongst essentially people who have broken free from their clown matrix. If there is some type of secession, it will not be in the literal world. It will be in an online clown world where crypto and society are now being run through cell phones in the same way that Clown House is running. If this app had its own fiat or had its own clown coin, we could literally start new businesses in these online 3D worlds and get out of the way things are existing in society today and be very discriminating and very selective on who gets citizenship to Clown World. This is my vision for the future.
And there's LARPing.
Yeah, if there's any software developers that can help me develop ClownCoin on a shitcoin backend platform, please message me in the DM, and I will tickle your balls and lick your butthole. Raboinoi Shaloi. Never go full retard. Never go full retard.
Never go full retard. Never.
So this is what I've been doing recently is I've been recording Clown House rooms on TikTok on their 10-minute setting and then doing cool video backgrounds. And the most amazing thing is that there's so much vulgarity and profanity on Clown House that I can't even get the audios to actually stay saved. They automatically delete the audio, and it's just because there's so much vulgarity on this app. And this is one of the reasons why they can't monetize this app, because at any moment anybody could say the N-word.
Do you have any following on TikTok? Because it doesn't look like anybody's watching your YouTube videos, so I wonder why you do it.
No, I have no audience.
Because he has a traumatic brain injury and he became obsessive and compulsive to continuously do it nonstop and nauseam.
It's true. The post-traumatic stress disorder, the bipolar disorder, the traumatic brain injury, they've all basically left me with significant neurological problems. So I'm attempting to rewire my brain. I don't care about my audience, Jane, and this is why you still don't understand self-actualization. I'm not doing this for the likes or for the audience or for some type of monetization.
He's doing it for himself.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the self, for myself, Jane. And this is the root essence of self-actualization. I am finished speaking. But see, Jane, this is the thing about, I've heard Alan Watts, you know who he is, he's a philosopher. He's like, you can make fun of all this esoteric stuff, very easily because it's all kind of like dirty talk in a way. So the self-actualization or the enlightenment or esoteric knowledge, it can very easily become a comedy show. And because the Tao or the way is very comical. And again, this goes back to the whole clown archetype or the fool archetype of the fool in the tarot. The court jester alleviates the tension in the king's kingdom, in the court. The court jester is a magician. The court jester is there to delight, to self-deprecate, and to essentially play the fool in the sense that they come so close to being killed by the king, And at the last moment, the king looks at the audience and realizes that it's a theatrical play and pardons the fool, restoring equilibrium back to the situation. The whole thing deals with equilibrium, and that's what self-actualization deals with, is when you are gaslit, which is your environment intentionally trying to stoke an emotional fire in you, there is no kindling. There's no wood to start a fire. So when Thugga Biden gaslights you and like he makes you have a brain aneurysm or a migraine and you want to just rip his fucking head off, you realize that he is the fool. You know, this is the whole thing about defooling, about dehypnotizing, about in some ways even self-actualizing, because most people have a fake self-actualization install. So God Hypnosis Incorporated and Hypnosis Communication Incorporated account for $199 a month. We can provide you with a new reframing, a dehypnotizing to essentially help you achieve the highest states of consciousness you've ever experienced. And it's only $199 a month. It's a very good deal to essentially set yourself free from this karmic cyclical rejuvenation of rebirth and death. So if you want to get out of the game and you want to one-up the game, Hypnosis Communication is the only one who can do it for you. And it's only $199 a month. Go to godhypnosis.com right now. Or go to hypnosiscommunication.com right now.
See the repetitive speech, it ingrains it in your mind.
Yeah, how many of those have you sold?
Daryl's a supporter. Daryl pays $199 every month. Religiously. Daryl down in the audience.
Okay, so actually I thought about this yesterday. What I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it on Clown House, it's going to be very funny. But I'm going to call up hypnotherapists like in every major city and just record those conversations where they try to get me to become like a paying, customer of theirs. Because the conversation with a hypnotherapist when you call them to like make an appointment is the most hypnotizing conversation. Well, you should just hear these people. They talk like they're robots on a script and they have the most pleasant flowing words you've ever heard in your life. And it's very, very funny. Oh, a hypnotherapist.
Just like what he was doing when he was saying it's only $199 a month. You can go to suchandsuch.com. Go to suchandsuch.com. It's only $199 a month.
Is the 3 times rule, John?
No, I see. He thinks that, listen, all communication is hypnosis. You don't need to repeat words. Once I say it and you hear it, your brain is automatically encoding it. You can't stop the encoding and you can't stop the listening. This is the coolest thing about hypnosis, where in a room where people are talking over each other, the person who screams the loudest is the one who actually achieves the neural implant in the communication.
Well, that's no fun. That's not fair.
Yeah, it is. Why do you think I have such a cult following?
Yeah, in many ways.
Wait, is that Rich? Oh my God, Rich is here!
Yep. Listen, all you have to do, I used to live next to the Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago because my trust fund baby friend from Beverly Hills who ghosted me, he had this incredible condo near the zoo, and so I would go and I would jog at the zoo every day, and I would go by the gorilla exhibit, and let me tell you, I spent a lot of time trying.
That was a Freudian slip.
Yeah, I was trying to understand primate psychology, but I just never really knew that we actually have a hierarchy in society which completely mirrors the zoo cage, aquarium or whatever whatever they call those, zoo. Anyway, my point is that we mirror the monkey kingdom perfectly in terms of hierarchy, and we're in complete we're in complete denial of this absolute perfect mirror of essentially the silverback, where the silverback does not want to be awakened. He wants to be left alone, but the kid comes and runs up and fucks with them. The mother runs up and fucks with them. And you see what I'm saying? Where it is a fine balance. Everyone has to play their part. But like when the silverback loses his shit and, goes on a bloody rampage and ends up killing a juvenile monkey or killing some female in the tribe, that type of deprogramming and dehypnotizing is the future of modern warfare. So propaganda and TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and all these things and the neurolinguistic programming capabilities in terms of delivery, these platforms are spam networks, but really they're NLP de-radicalization networks or radicalization networks. It works both ways. If we want a regime change, the quickest way to do it is to radicalize. It's not to de-radicalize. So there's this guy, I don't know if he's from the CIA or from NSA, but he gives these really lengthy lectures about 5D warfare and how wars in the future will be like nanoparticle dust distribution in people's blood-brain barrier levels and shit. So like you are talking about creating androids or essentially brain control, mind control, and people will be completely unaware of it. There was this whole blood-brain barrier.
So, people seem Celeste Solemn.
What was that?
Have you ever seen Celeste Solemn? She talks about this stuff.
On here or on YouTube?
She's on, like, I think YouTube and BitTorrent or BitChute.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Celeste Solemn. You'd like her. She talks about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like Meta is that delivery mechanism in many ways, and TikTok is the Chinese version of Meta. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the intelligence that I have, I should be working to essentially, I don't know, I guess almost in some ways act as an internal consultant to eliminate people. Like, I should get hired by BlackRock to essentially terminate their most toxic employees. You know what I'm saying? Like that job from that movie Dirty Work, when you terminate people, to me would be the most delicious thing in the world, which is it's like an execution. It's like an executioner position. So when you can have a meeting with like and I've been fired from Google personally, from some security guy who used to work in the military. And I fucked up. I was thinking about this yesterday. I never should have took the meeting. I never should have showed up to work. I should have kept my laptop and I should have gone and seen a doctor. And I should have fought fire with water. And this is the whole thing about subterfuge or theatrics or lying and deception, where sometimes to survive, like if they're going to kill you, like they say in the Quran or whatever, somebody on this app said it yesterday, that it's the only time you're allowed to lie, when they're going to kill you. So this is like a job termination. If you can lie at a job termination, you could possibly save your ass for for a little bit longer. I'm just trying to tell you that hindsight is 50-50. You have to practice the theatrical arts of deception, of lying, of cheating, and being greedy. I have this book. It's called The Practical Rights and Necessities to Demand Everything. It's called Greedy, I believe. And it says, in the end, we weren't greedy enough. And that's the true of the fiat currency system. I mean, that's why they're spending so much, because we have to be greedier. Like, it's a giant Ponzi scheme. So the faster we can accelerate the scam, the quicker we can resolve it. And that's exactly what Joe Biden is going to do. I mean, he is going, or Trump. Trump at a rally 2 days ago said, I just thought of this. It's called the inflation tax. They're spending all your money and your salary isn't keeping up with the inflation rate. And therefore, it's brilliant. I just thought of it yesterday. It's called the inflation tax. It's another taxation system. And I'm like, he can't be serious. Like, he has to understand how the Federal Reserve and Congress and how money creation, he plays the fool. So, Trump again, and his name Trump is in the tarot cards.
Who said that?
Trump is.
Who said that?
Trump.
That was Trump who said that?
At the Wisconsin rally, I'm like, in Waukesha, I'm like, are you fucking shitting me?
Oh,
he must dumb it down for the audience, because most people have no idea how the Federal Reserve and their local Congress people are constantly creating trillions of dollars in new packaging and new spending and amendments and budgets. And so, yeah, but Trump dumbs it down. He must know, but maybe he doesn't. But that's got to be impossible. He was the president. He has to know how everything works.
Right.
Listen, in the Bank of America.
Do you not see it as a form of? Or are you just saying he said that so late in the game that it's silly?
It's even worse than taxation. It's outright fraud and theft and deception and lies and theatrics. It's the worst thing that could ever have happened to us. It's the complete moral failings of everyone. It's a giant scam. And this is what the ancient Romans used to do to buy off invasions. We're buying off war. And the war is coming. It's gonna come. Like, terrorism is not going away. Lone wolf and all kinds of problems are in our future in this country because they let the floodgates open intentionally. They want chaos in this country. They probably want a united North and South America. I guarantee it. They want South America, Central America, and North America to essentially become a new world. And it already actually is in place. Like, it's already happening. We're just like Europe now. We have freedom of migration amongst all countries in the Union. It's happening now. It's real time. I can go outside. They're in tents right now down the street. You know?
That's what Howard Jones was saying like 15, 20 years ago, that they want to merge North and South America and have just like a European Union for the Americas.
I think it's actually already happening. The billionaires are technically doing it because by causing massive divisions and all this conflict, you can essentially prevent like a 96% tax bracket. And this is what I heard somebody saying yesterday. I was like, that's pretty genius. I was like, I never thought about it that way, but I guess for a period of time in the US, the income tax rate was like 96%. It was like you could not be rich in this country. So you had to find alternative means and methods to evade taxation. But I'm just saying that it's looking very much like it already is a one America's. Because what's the repercussion if you come here? Nothing. You get a future court date that you don't even show up to. Then you get some immigration attorney to get you your visa or your green card, and you're all set. But it's going to take you years, or you just stay illegal and you don't do shit. But it is what it is. I mean, but those aren't the people who we have to worry about. It's all the fucking psychotic criminals and gangbangers that have come into the country, and now they're committing massive amounts of fraud, crime, and theft. And they're living amongst us, and they'll never pay taxes. They'll never hold down real jobs. They don't want to work real jobs, and they just want to fucking rip, rob, steal, rape, and cause chaos. And they're just psychopathic narcissists with no education that indiscriminately cause all kinds of problems.
Yeah, I really thought for a second we were going to turn that around.
Turn it around. It's accelerating.
I know, yeah, but I mean, I was like, I couldn't believe it when Trump had all these people deported and illegals were afraid to come here. Like, I never thought we'd see that day.
I don't know, maybe it was all an illusion even when Trump was president. Because I felt like just his image and his personality prevented people from wanting to even make the attempt to cross over and settle here. But that's probably not true. It's probably just the media telling us what we think we think.
Too, but I just asked people like on the street, like I just asked people who were in construction, like, hey, can you find crews of illegals still? And they would tell me no.
Well, that's the thing about skilled labor is it optimizes relatively quickly. And they have unions now for illegal Mexican labor, and it's just a fact. I mean, the unions control the labor. And I live in Illinois, which is a union state. So other states are not union states. Mm-hmm. You can't do business if you're not a union. If you're in general contracting and you do any type of constructive business, you have to, like, it's all run by unions. All of it. Almost all of it. I mean, it's a very small percentage of all contracts that go out that actually get awarded to non-unions.
I'm back. How are you doing, Hypnosis?
Ribono Shaloi Elohim Mashiach now, and we don't have to wait.
Well, that's hypnosis. All communication is type of hypnosis. When you say Mashiach, you already transmit the person that you speak to into a frequency of receiving an eschatological mindset.
It is an epistemological mindset.
You like it. You like it, right?
I love hearing people say epistemology on this app. It's like I always start laughing. I go subjective.
No, I didn't say epistemology. I say eschatology.
Eschatology, epistemology, implicit non-dualism, explicit dualism.
What's nice is like how many words you know in Hebrew. It seems like you know only 3.
Lo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshenu b'mitzvot David tzivanu l'chadek shel Shabbat b'nei pri hagafen amen.
Yeah, it has to have like a very weird way to bastardize. Yeah. Shalom. Liturgy. Shalom.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom.
Like you guys love to drink coffee, like me.
Oh, I love a good cup.
Oh no, we drink only the blood of Palestinians and the tears of Palestinians. We like to drink that.
Nin gachwa men
and we like very tasty tears of Muslims. It's a very tasty tear. Like, have you tried it?
Yeah, you try like to see these things like to make yourself feel better. I understand that you are a piece of shit.
Gachwa.
No. It's not. No, you misrepresent me. That's not what I meant. I meant like when you're happy when Muslims cry, it makes you like a very ethical person. Right? Like it's the highest morality in our culture to see Muslims cry. Like you have to make Muslims cry. That's part of our goal, right? Like to make the world a better place.
You have to do bad things, like to make yourself like feel better.
Did you came here, right? You say shalom, right? I didn't say anything to you, but the minute you say free, the minute you say free, the Muslim monotheism, right? And then I started to, then I understand. Oh, here is a terrorist. Here is a pedophile follower.